that you are so incredible in all areas, and you are so talented in so many ways, obviously. And you seem to have always been this. I mean, obviously we grow and we get better and better. Yeah. But what was the driving force? Have you always been on some kind of quest to be better?
You know, there was excuse me. There was a moment when I was about 9 years old. And I was at the Resurrection Baptist Church. That was the church I went to growing up. And my grandmother was always in charge of all of the recitals and Easter recitations and all of that stuff. So I was playing the piano, and I remember my grandmother was standing back off stage, and she put me last in the show and everything, and I had learned Farrellese. Mm-hmm. And I was playing Farrellese, and I'm going and going and going, and I never learned how to end it, right? So I was just playing, and my grandmother was standing backstage, and I was looking at playing, and that look of pride and happiness on my grandmother's face that's my life force. Everything I do, I just need that look, you know, in my wife's eyes, in my daughter's eyes. And it's just, you know, I realized very, very young that there's no easy way around it. No matter how talented you are, your talent is going to fail you if you're not skilled. Mm-hmm. You know, if you don't study, if you don't work really hard and dedicate yourself to being better every single day, mm-hmm. you'll never be able to communicate with people, with your artistry, the way that you want. So it's that moment. I just remember it so distinctly and how good it felt, and I need it.
Stripping that all back to the start of your career, a man with a dream, you know, training in the gym day in, day out. If somebody said to you, you'll have, or you'll be as successful as you are now, what would you had said back then?
I believe you. That's what I would have said. Because I did believe.
Yeah.
I believed in it. I had very few people who told me that. I had a small group of people that would tell me something like that. Other than that, it was just me telling myself.
Yep.
So if someone came up to me and told me that all the way back then, I'd say, you're damn right.
If you're going to get in the zone, if you're going to do fourth quarter living, you got to be comfortable with hitting the wall. If I got any runners out there, any fighters out there, any athletes out there, anybody that's ever stretched the limits, you know that in order to get to the zone, you got to hit that wall first. You got to hit that brick wall first. What does that mean? You got to get to a place in your life where all your strength is gone and you're no longer operating on strength, but now you begin to operate on will. Listen to me, you get to a place where it's not this no more. It's not your strength. It's not your natural strength. You are for will. And many of you, I declare right now, many of you have never gotten a will. You've never operated on will. And so you got to hit the wall. And what I mean by hitting the wall is if I run for 30 minutes, right? If I run for 30 minutes, I got to say to myself, every time you run, Eric, you got to get to 35 now. You got to go 5 more. Once I get to 30, my body say, yo, E.T., let's stop. Because the last 5 days we did 30. We did 30, Eric. It's time to stop. We did 30 minutes, and what I got to do is I got to push it to the limits. I got to push it to the limit. I got to be willing to hit the wall. I got to be willing to get past crying. I got to be willing to get past hunger. I got to get past self-defeat, saying you can't do it. I got to be willing to get past a low self-esteem and say I deserve it. If anybody else deserves it, I deserve it. It's mine. Listen to me. You got to be willing to hit that wall. And for most of you, when you get to that wall, you give up, you quit. You got to get to the place where you can hit the wall.
I don't know if you'd agree with me on this, but in many ways, one of the key factors to legendary success isn't your natural ability. It's not whether you have the right product. It's not whether you're in the right field. It's not whether you've had a blessed background. It's not whether you have the right IQ. I want you to really think about and deconstruct and play with, maybe later tonight in your journal. I want you to deconstruct this idea of confidence. And it seems like a very simple word, but just think about it in your own life. When you have confidence, or we could even call it fire, when you have that fire within you, that confidence, that interior bravery, you almost have this power to do whatever it takes to get your brave vision done. You see, in this world, it's not about, in many ways, your strategy in your business or your ability in your life. It's about this thing called confidence. And we have all had these times in our lives when we are full of confidence. And what other people see as a problem, we simply do see as an opportunity. Other people see it as a stumbling block or a wall, and we see it as a stepping stone or this solution. And so confidence is something that you really want to wire in. Confidence is something you really want to develop. Confidence is a practice. Confidence is a muscle. And like any muscle, the more you focus on it and practice it and train it, the stronger your confidence is going to grow. And I just have to say it again. When you are at a place in your life when there is an ongoing, steady stream of confidence moving through your mindset, moving through your heart set, you do the heroic in your business and you achieve the remarkable in your life.
Set up hard and fast rules in your life, rules that cannot be violated. Because from a willpower perspective, it is very draining, again, to go back and forth in your head. So it's much easier to say, okay, I will not drink soda and I'll only eat foods off of this list, than it is for you to go, okay, I ate really good yesterday and I worked out extra hard, now I'm at dinner and they just gave me a free dessert. Is it okay for me to have a small portion? Because that takes a lot of mental energy to process. When you set up hard and fast rules, as draconian as this might feel and sound at first, it actually creates a tremendous amount of freedom in your own life to spend your brain power on the things that matter the most. So set up rules. You must work between these hours. You need to go to the gym 5 days a week. For me, I set up a rule. I have to release one YouTube video every single Monday, and that's why I am here right now. So set up rules.
If you're good at what you do, people will recognize that. I really believe it. People will notice it. That's it. That's all it is. It's that simple. Product placement and labels and A&R people and all that bullshit, it doesn't matter. I swear to God, it doesn't matter.
Really, I just kept at it. I work. I don't believe in, I hate lazy people. I hate laziness. I just don't like procrastination. I don't like people that make up excuses. Just get it done. And I've always taken that approach with my life and my career. And I guess that's why, I've been around. And I haven't just gotten around, I've been here for a minute. You guys probably know. Yeah. So I've been trying for a long time, and it just goes to show you, if you really want something, you work hard at it, eventually people will come around. It's just up to you to stick with it. I think the problem is a lot of people just give up because it's so difficult. You want to go and, it's like you got bills to pay, you can't keep on going to the studio, you got to do this. So a lot of people just give up, but I just didn't, I just kept working.
Your hardest tasks you should set for the morning. In the morning, you typically have the highest willpower, your brain is refreshed, glucose stores are pretty good, even though you've been fasting overnight. You're refreshed, you're ready to go. You're more likely to make smart decisions because you can think, you have clarity, you're not exhausted by the day yet. So whatever is hard for you, whether that's exercise, some new thing you're trying to do, try to do it before your day, before the long day, which is why most successful people in history have some kind of smart morning routine. So they wake up, they do the most important task first while they're fresh, and then do the rest of the stuff throughout the day or at the end of the day when they're more tired.
Confidence secret number 1 is eliminate negative people from your life. Negativity is more contagious than crabs. When you surround yourself or have negative little cancerous people in your life, they directly impact your confidence in a negative way. Negative, nasty people, nasty. Not like good nasty, bad nasty, as in like, get the freak away from me. I want nothing to do with you. Now here's the issue when I say, hey, just get rid of negative people. It's like, poof, they're gone, right? Wrong. Because a lot of times we have these negative people or these energy vampires all around us. They might be at work, they might be at school, they might actually even be related to us. Does this mean that you may need to find a new job? Yeah. Maybe a new relationship? Quite possibly. Is it gonna suck for a little while now? Yes. In the long run, is it gonna pay off big time in terms of your confidence? Yes.